On Global TV News Express, House of Representatives urge President Tinubu to ensure full release of 2020 for capital allocation for security sector. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to auction over 850 confiscated cars. In business news, Dangote Refinery suit against Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority over all import license dispute stalled. On the foreign scene, a mug shot and solidarity cell for South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol. And in sports news, Barcelona to face Valencia in Copa del Rey quarters finals. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. Now a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on ICOMSAT. Now the news in full. The House of Representatives Committee on National Security and Intelligence has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to direct the Ministry of Finance to ensure the full release of the 2024 capital allocation to the security and intelligence sector, emphasizing its crucial role in national security. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Ahmed Satomi, APC Borno, made the call during the budget defense session for agencies under the Office of the National Security Advisor. He expressed concern over the inadequate release of funds to some intelligence agencies, noting that while the security sector received a significant allocation, the intelligence subsection remains underfunded, assuring, however, that the committee will explore ways to boost funding for intelligence operations to strengthen national security efforts. Meanwhile, the Federal Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has voiced strong opposition to the creation of state police, citing concerns about potential misuse of power by state governors. The minister stated this during the media chat, arguing that Nigerian institutions lack the independence necessary to support a state policing system without risking abuse. He therefore warned that implementing state police without proper safeguards could lead to oppressive governance. The Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, has informed Nigerians that Joshua Chukwubueze Ikechukwu, who allegedly shot an operative of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is not a medical doctor, as claims on social media have implied. The NMA debunked those claims in a statement signed by the Secretary of the Anambra branch of the NMA, Obuagile Ifeanyi. Recall that Joshua Chukwubueze Ikechukwu, an Anambra resident, allegedly shot an EFCC officer, led to various social media posts referring to Ikechukwu as a medical doctor at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has announced plans to auction off over 850 cars forfeited to the federal government across various locations in the country. A statement issued by the EFCC said the auction is in line with the EFCC Establishment Act 2004, Public Procurement Act 2007, and the Proceeds of Crime Recovery and Management Act 2022. The cars, which range from luxury vehicles to mid-range Toyota Camry, were recovered by the EFCC in the course of its investigations into various financial crimes, including corruption, money laundering, and cybercrime. The federal government has appointed Kelvin Okonna as the acting rector of Maritime Academy of Nigeria, MAN, Oron in Akwa Ibom. The appointment takes immediate effect following the resignation of the former rector, Commodore Duja Efidua, retired from the academy. This is contained in a statement issued by the head of public affairs of the academy, Doma Okpekpe, in Uyo, stating that the appointment was convened in a letter issued by the Minister of Maritime and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, on behalf of the federal government. The Ogun State government has begun an intensive rehabilitation of its 8 technical colleges with the aim of turning them into excellent vocational training centers, which aimed at a substantiating technical and vocational education in the state. The communication officer of Ogun State Economic Transportation Project, a World Bank-supported initiative, which is responsible for the funding of the upgrading of the technical colleges, Simbo Olayinka, disclosed this in a statement, adding that the training is also aimed at equipping the students with industry-relevant skills through modern machinery and tools, speaking while inspecting the ongoing rehabilitation works at the Government Science and Technical College, Ijebu-Ode. The Commissioner for Finance, Dakbo Okuba-Digbo, commended the quality and pace of the work done so far. Over now to the Defense Headquarters has said that troops of Operation Fashin Yama have killed terrorist kingpin Bello Turjin's son and many of his fighters during clearance operations. The operations that were conducted on January 17th along Shinkafa, Kangara, Faka, Moroka, and Chindo axis also led to the destruction of the terrorist logistic base. A statement by the outgoing Director of Media Operations, Major General Edward Buber, said Tanja's son was killed at Faka High Ground, where the terrorists were hiding. He declared Tarji a coward for abandoning his son and fighters during the operations. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NATCON, has announced the 2025 Hajj Fair with intending pilgrims from southern states expected to pay 8.7 million naira, while those from Borno and Adamawa zones will pay 8.3 million naira. The Commission's chairman, Professor Abdullahi Usman, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja by NATCON's Assistant Director of Information and Publication, Fatima Usara. Usman, who described the fair as a result of extensive deliberations with key stakeholders, including the Presidency and State Pilgrims Board, noted that intending pilgrims from the northern zone will pay 8.4 million naira for the pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has announced that it the role of early warning towards a climate-resilient aviation industry for sustainable socio-economic development. A statement by the agency noted that the presentation will provide critical climate-related forecasts for the year in line with its mandate to advise the government apologize for that very quick break. News Express continues. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has announced that it will unveil its 2025 seasonal climate prediction on February 4th, 2025, themed The Role of Early Warning Towards a Climate-Resilient Aviation Industry for Sustainable Socio-Economic Development. A statement by the agency noted that the presentation will provide critical climate-related forecasts for the year in line with its mandate to advise the government and public on weather. Climate and water-related matters, NIMET annually predicts and publishes climate patterns including rainfall and temperature in the first quarter of each year. Speaking about the upcoming event, NIMET's Director General and Chief Executive Officer, Professor Charles Anosike, explained the significance of the SCP document. Death toll from Saturday's petrol tanker explosion has risen to 98, with 69 injured and 20 shops burnt to the ground. The figure as of Sunday was 86, with 55 injured, even as there was concern that many of the injured victims may not survive, given the grave nature of their injury. The Director General of Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba Ara, gave the latest figure in a statement. Troops of Nigerian Army have destroyed 23 illegal arsenal refineries and apprehended 25 suspected operators during an anti-bunkering operation conducted in Bayelsa State, Delta, and Rivers. Spokesman for the Nigerian Army 6th Division in Port Harcourt, Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma, disclosed this development in a statement issued revealing that soldiers also seized 14 boats transporting petroleum products and confiscated 45,000 liters of various adulterated petroleum products during the raids. Elsewhere in the news, the federal government has welcomed the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, expressing optimism that it will bring an end to the widespread civilian suffering in Gaza. This was stated in a statement signed by the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kenneth Egbefa, saying that Nigeria has acknowledged the importance of the agreement in enabling the delivery of vital aid and relief materials to the affected region. The agreement, reached after 15 months of conflict, also provides relief for families of Israel hostage held in Gaza and Palestinians detained in Israel prison. You are watching the live broadcast of News Express on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Nigerian Labour Congress falls fresh petrol price high, says federal government insensitive. We shall bring you those details as well as business and foreign sports stories right after this break. Please stay with us. You are welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Express on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. The Nigerian Labour Congress has frowned on the recent hike in the pump price of petroleum premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, describing it as the height of insensitivity against the masses. Senior NLC official disclosed this in a separate interview as oil marketers refuted being blamed for the recent hike in PMS prices nationwide. Similarly, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery also said the rise in petrol price was not from the $20 billion Lekki Base plant, but due to an increase in the cost of crude oil, the major component for refined petroleum products. In business now, hearing in a suit filed by Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals over a bid to stop insurance of oil import licenses. So some of oil marketing companies suffered a setback at a federal high court in Abuja. The matter, which was scheduled for hearing before Justice Inyang Eko, could not proceed due to delay by Dangote Refinery to serve its amended originating summons on the defendant. Recall that Dangote Refinery had sued the Northern Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited as first and second defendants. The oil company, through its lawyer Ogwo Onoja San, prayed the court to nullify import licenses issued by NMDPRA to the NLPCL and 5 other companies to import refined petroleum products, and declared that the NMDPRA violated Section 317, subsection 8 and 9 of the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) by issuing licenses for importation of petroleum products. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, in collaboration with stakeholders, have vowed to review its operation standards to avoid explosions resulting from petroleum tanker accidents. NMDPRA Health, Safety, Environment and Community Chief Executive Officer CEO Farouk Ahmed added there should be a proper safety measure in place for the response when there are accidents. Executive Director Dr. Mustafa Lamorad, who represented him, said the authority will work out stakeholders to review standards of operations. The Nigerian equity market experienced a loss last week, shedding 1.48 trillion naira in market capitalization. The all share index fell by 2.94%, closing the week at 102,335.68 points, while the market capitalization also dropped by 2.26% to 62.85 trillion naira. A total of 2.252 billion shares valued at 58.83 billion naira were traded in 63,657 deals, a decrease compared to 4.698 billion shares worth 85.04 billion naira traded in 72,562 deals in the previous week. Bitcoin hit a record high above $109,000 $100,000 as Donald Trump, who gave signaled plans to deregulate the cryptocurrency sector, prepares to be sworn in as U.S. President. Bitcoin surged to reach an all-time peak of $109.241 ahead of Trump's inauguration ceremony before falling back to $107.765 at around 0740 GMT. The world's biggest cryptocurrency has soared since Trump won the presidential election in November, with Bitcoin surpassing $100,000 for the first time in early December. On our foreign scene now, President-elect Donald Trump has said that he would implement anti-immigration measures from day one of his second term in office. He stated this on the eve of his inauguration in Washington, adding that all the illegal border trespassers will, in some form or another, be on their way back home. While there have been a rise in crime in some areas of the U.S., experts attribute these complex social-political causes. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has congratulated US President-elect Donald Trump ahead of his inauguration, expressing confidence that the special relationship between the two nations will continue to flourish for years to come. Starmer paid tribute to the depth of friendship between the 47th President and UK and pledged to continue to work together to ensure the success of both countries and deliver for people on both sides of the Atlantic. South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol had his mugshot taken and underwent a physical check before spending his first night in jail as a criminal suspect. Yoon was arrested in a dawn raid, becoming the first sitting South Korean head of state to be detained in a criminal probe in insurrection charges over his botched declaration of marital law. According to Shi Young-hae, Commissioner General of the Korean Correctional Service, Yoon was given a 12-square-meter cell at Seoul Detention Center in Wang after a court approved his formal arrest warrant on Sunday, citing concerns he would destroy evidence. A fragile ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war is held following the dramatic exchange of 3 hostages for 90 Palestinian prisoners in an agreement aimed at ending more than 15 months of war in Gaza. The 3 hostages released on Sunday, all women, were reunited with their families and taken to hospital in central Israel, where doctors said they were in stable condition. And hours later, in the Israel-occupied West Bank, Palestinian prisoners released by Israel left Offa prison on buses, with jubilant crowds celebrating their arrival. As the ceasefire took effect, thousands of displaced war-weary Palestinians set off across the devastated Gaza Strip to return home. And on sports now, Yimba International FC of Aba was on Sunday eliminated from the 2004-2025 CAF Confederation Cup following his 3-1 loss to host Zamalek SC of Egypt. The defeat was Yimba's third in 6 games, as the People's Elephant finished third with 5 points out of a possible 18. The Stanley Oguma tutored side had put themselves in a problematic spot following their 1-1 draw at home against Al Masry in their previous match. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has set in motion concrete plans to organize a 4-match CAF B license coaching course that is designed to enhance the capacity of Nigerian coaches and prepare them for current and future challenges. NFF Technical Director Coach Augustine Egwavon said that the course is part of NFF's strategic effort to build the capacity of coaches across the country and will be done in modules. Record 31-time Copa del Rey winner Barcelona will face Valencia in the quarterfinals after they were paired in Monday's draw. Spanish and European champions Real Madrid travel to neighbors Leganés, while Atlético Madrid host Getafe in another capital derby clash. Barcelona trumped Real Betis 5-1 in the last 16 to progress to the last 8 and face Los Che in a repeat of the 2019 final, which Valencia won 2-1, and Real Sociedad welcomed Osasuna in the other match, with the quarterfinals be played between February 4th to 6th. In tennis, Novak Djokovic was one of the center of another Australian Open role, with defending champion Jannik Sinner needed medical attention in fierce heat to battle into the quarterfinals. But American teenage qualifier Leonard Terrence's fairy tale run is over after he suffered a thigh problem in a 4-set defeat in Italy's Lorenzo Sonego, with a temperature rising above 30 degrees Celsius for a second successive day. Ukraine's Elena Savalina beat Valenika, then declined to shake the Russians' hand. To end Global TV News Express, here's a summary of our top stories again. Brought to you that the House of Representatives Committee on National Security and Intelligence has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to direct the Minister of Finance to ensure the full release of the 2024 capital allocation to the security and intelligence sector, emphasizing this crucial role in national security. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has announced plans to auction off over 850 cars forfeited to the federal government across various locations in the country. And in business, hearing a suit filed by Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals over a bid to stop insurance of oil import licenses in some oil marketing companies suffered a setback at a federal high court in Abuja. And on the foreign scene, South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol had his mugshot taken and underwent a physical check before spending his first night in jail as a criminal suspect. And finally, in sports, record 31-time Copa del Rey winners Barcelona will face Valencia in the quarterfinals after they were paired in Monday's draw. That's it on Global Television News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.